already know what it is. Welcome back, welcome back. Wanted to get this quick little scene. Look at that moon, bro. That shit look crazy tonight. That shit look so dope tonight. Anyway, tonight, I want play a little story of this video game that I've been playing for the last couple years. And it happened right before this big world thing happened. And as I'm playing it, it was just like crazy. Like, it ain't the first game that was about some shit that was going on in real life. But this is a very long video, fair use. This is for educational purposes only and to make people see how life and games, stories and books, they coexist.
Aaron Keener, call sign Vanguard, was a first-wave Strategic Homeland Division agent who would go on to disavow the division and go rogue. His intelligence and all-round cockiness has by far made him one of the most popular antagonists.
Division is a game that's based off basically like real life, and it's like a up-to-date story. Now, in this up-to-date story, there's a mad scientist that decides everyone's a piece of shit and nature should decide who lives, because he realized something that all scientists realize when it comes to disease. You can let out the most lethal disease in the world and everyone's not gonna die. 1% of human beings will survive. Why? Because they'll be immune. Now, scientists say it's luck or whatever. I say it's my father chooses who gets to stay and who gets to go bye-bye. Now, this guy believed his righteousness was so real that he made a super virus, and he didn't care if he died because he believed whoever the virus chose, you were meant to go bye-bye. So when he let it out, he was the first person to die. And it spreads through New York nonetheless, and they activate this special agent group called Division. Division is above every CIA, FBI. They are regular men and women that are trained that when a major disaster happens, they activate. They could be anybody. And when they activate, they go to protect everyone, like in their, wherever the city they're in or whatever. Because, like regular police aren't built the way they build these men.
In the franchise, so when his partner's story suddenly ended, we were left asking a ton of questions.
Keener,
fortunately, with Year 5 having now been announced, we can see that Season 3 will be revealing more details around Aaron Keener and his rogues. So for now, this video will be a recap of everything we know about him so far.
I'm doing a mini-series on this because there's a lot to teach from this story. Fun fact,
Aaron Keener is a complex and ambiguous individual who's...
Before I let it go, I can't ever shut up. Aaron's a biblical name. Aaron was one of the people that was with Moses.
His personality encompasses a range of traits and characteristics. He is known for his intelligence, adaptability, and strategic thinking, which have played significant roles in shaping his actions and decisions. Keener possesses a high level of intelligence, allowing him to analyze situations and devise intricate plans. His intellectual prowess enables him to understand complex systems and exploit their weaknesses to his advantage. He is a quick thinker, capable of making calculated decisions, even under immense pressure. Adaptability is another key aspect of Keener's personality. He has shown the ability to adjust and thrive in various environments, whether it be his military service, Wall Street career, or his role within the Strategic Homeland Division. This adaptability allows him to navigate different social dynamics and effectively manipulate those around him to further his own goals. While Keener's intellect and versatility contribute to his success, They also highlight his manipulative nature. He possesses a talent for persuasion, effortlessly convincing others to join his cause or carry out his bidding. His personable demeanor allows him to build rapport with individuals, creating a sense of trust and loyalty that he can exploit to further his own agenda. Underneath his charming facade, there is a darker side to Keena's personality. He is driven by a strong sense of self-interest and is willing to do whatever it takes to achieve his goals, even if that means resorting to ruthless tactics or sacrificing the lives of others. This ruthless nature, combined with his brilliance and flexibility, makes him a formidable adversary. Despite his flaws and morally questionable actions, Keena possesses a charismatic aura that draws people towards him. He has the capability to inspire loyalty and convince others to follow his lead, even if that means deviating from their own plans and morals. This charismatic manipulation contributes to his strengths in assembling a loyal group of followers and directing them to serve his own agenda. It's also worth noting that Keena's version of help often comes at a significant cost. His methods can involve violence, manipulation, and the sacrifice of innocent lives. He operates in a morally grey area where the ends justify the means in his mind. While some may argue that his actions have unintended consequences and may cause more harm than good, Keena genuinely believes that he is working towards a better future. Additionally, Keena has used his intelligence and knowledge to expose the corruption and hidden agendas of powerful organizations, such as the Strategic Homeland Division and the...
So as this guy's shitting all over this guy and like giving him a bad rap, I'm gonna defend this man a little bit because he is kind of crazy. That's the way the story makes him look. But near the end of the story, they find out that he's like working with like somebody else, and he's like a pawn. He's not even really the one. And the reason why he went rogue and went against the government is because the government put him on division as a special agent leader. And he believed in it so much that when they sent him to the dark zone, an infected area, people were destroying each other. The gangs and everybody, because civilization crashed. So, you know, all the regular people had to fend for themselves, and they couldn't. So they send the agents in. But amongst the sick and the violence, the government decided put a big wall around that section of the city, and we're just closing that off. And they got to deal with what they got to deal with. So as Agent Keener said, there's a bunch of good innocent people, about 30. I found them. We're in a building. We're trapped. We need help. I need backup. The government said we can't send backup. I don't know what to tell you. Like, we ain't gonna make it in time. So, he wants to leave. Other of agents that went him want to leave and just abandon the people because they're like, yo, there's a whole country to save. If we let, you know what I mean, let's just leave. Like, these people are doomed. They're dead either way. So Agent Keener goes, no, I'm not leaving. And then they get the call, the agents, and they say, if you leave those people, we're going to consider you rogue agents against the United States, and we're going to come for you now. You have to stay there and die. So Agent Keener stayed there as long as he possibly could, fighting for his life and innocent people, and got overwhelmed and fled for his life, and got made a bad guy.
Black Tusk. In his twisted logic, he believes that by revealing the true nature of these groups and forcing them to confront their own flaws, he is ultimately helping humanity.
So he starts exposing
everybody. He possesses a unique perspective on the world and believes that by dismantling the existing systems, he can bring about a new order that he considers more just and humane. Although seen as one of the biggest threats to the division and all humanity, there have been instances where he has shown his willingness to help others, albeit in his own twisted way. One such example is the events with a firefighter and his family, which stands as a compelling reminder of the intricate layers that compose Aaron Keener's personality.
Clear! All hostiles down. You folks okay?
Yeah, thanks to you.
Anybody else alive in there?
No. These guys were offering us a place to stay until my chief could pull some strings and get us back to Brooklyn.
Yeah, well, that's not gonna happen. You can't stay here. You better come with us. We'll get you somewhere safe. We will? Yes, we will.
We sure appreciate it.
Try to keep up. Hey, man, what are you doing? Right this second. With these trays, you got a thing for firemen? They seem like decent people in a bad situation. There's a lot of decent people in bad situations on this
How many super criminal bad guys do you know are just on their way doing their own thing, see a group of firemen and say, I'm gonna save these people real quick before I go on with my master evil plan. I gotta save these fucking nobodies real quick.
fucking island. We're gonna give them an armed escort too? Maybe, if I decide they deserve one. I don't get a say in this. No, you don't.
Don't look, Gracie. Keep your eyes closed.
These guys are JTF.
They were.
What happened here?
They got shot.
By who? I don't see any other bodies.
Does it matter? Grab anything useful. We need to move.
I think they killed those JTF guys.
How do you know?
Some of them were shot in the back. A few of them weren't even carrying weapons.
Why would they shoot JTF?
JTF is the police department.
I don't know. I'm not sure I want to know. I mean, if they wanted to kill us, what's stopping them?
You guys really suck at whispering. Get some rest. Tomorrow's a big day. I told you I'd get you to safety. I'm a man of my word. Now wait about an hour and then row as hard as you can for the other shore.
You want us to wait?
Now, this part of the Hudson flows both ways. Right now, it's slack tide. The ebb current will make crossing a lot easier and faster.
What if we're spotted?
Well, with this wind, you should have plenty of time to get across between patrols.
Thanks for keeping your word.
I remember what I said. This situation's only gonna get worse. Avoid crowds and assume everybody you meet is a threat. And you might have a chance.
I hope your technical difficulties get sorted out.
We'll manage.
You about ready?
In a minute.
How long are you gonna sit there? They made it. They're safe. Can we go now?
What's the rush? You got somewhere you need to be?
You still haven't told me why we helped them.
A guilty conscience? Is that what you want to hear? Trying to offset my misdeeds with a random act of kindness.
Helping strangers doesn't really follow the recruiting pitch. Just want to know if you're gonna make this a regular...
I literally never heard him say that. And I literally just made up a thing called the Arc. How to get in God's favor. You do random acts of kindness. Because when you do it randomly, and not when you want to pick yourself, you're helping someone that doesn't have anyone to come for them but you. And you randomly walk into them, and you choose to help them or not.
The thing. All right, what's with the interrogations?
You put us at risk. I want to know why.
Truth? He went into the building.
He what?
When we first saw him in the West Village, the smart thing would have been to get the hell out of there. That's what most people would have done. But he didn't do the smart thing. He did the right thing.
That's bullshit. The smart thing is the right thing.
Maybe. Probably. But it made me want him to survive.
So it was a fireman thing.
Come on, let's get out of here. We have work to do.
So he saved the firemen because he seen the firemen in a act of valor. He could have did what all the other people and policemen did when his shit started kicking off and the people started going crazy. He could have ran away and said, fuck this, there ain't no more job. There's no more getting paid, nothing. I'm doing this because this is who I am or this is what I'm not. And he stayed. And because he showed an act of valor, Mr. Evil Man decided to save him and get him out the city.
Recognizing the perilous situation and driven by a sense of duty,
I wonder
Keenan
why he
decided to
saved
step in
him.
and offer his assistance. Despite the darkness that lurked within him, his checkered past and being a rogue agent, he understood the importance of protecting the vulnerable in times of crisis. Ultimately, Aaron Keener's actions underscored the multidimensionality of his persona, blurring the lines between hero and villain. And his deeds, both good and bad, contributed to the intricate narrative of this situation and the many events within the game's story. However, it's important to note that Keener's noble acts are more of an exception rather than the norm in his overall trajectory, as often any subsequent actions and choices are eventually overshadowed as he reverts back to his more sinister nature. He will always continue to pursue his own controversial agenda and wage his own personal war against the existing order.
See, What I believe about Agent Keener is
Before I took
he was
the
a
Google IT
man
support
that got
certificate,
lied to
I didn't have any background with IT, and now I'm working full-time
chose
as a
to
service desk
survive.
specialist. I feel like I found my calling.
And
flexible
he
online
didn't
training
want to
for
just go
in-demand
down like everybody else and give up or give in. So he said, I'm going to do my own thing. The world's falling to shit.
Aaron Keener's
That's it.
privileged upbringing provided him with a head start in life and access to resources that many others did not have. Coming from a wealthy family, he enjoyed certain advantages and opportunities that shaped his early years. Growing up in an environment of comfort and affluence, Keener had access to quality education, extracurricular activities, and a supportive network. He received the best schooling available, allowing him to develop his intellect and expand his horizons. This privileged background helped foster a sense of confidence and entitlement within him. He was an ambitious and driven individual, always seeking new challenges and opportunities to prove himself. He possessed sharp intellect and a natural aptitude for strategic thinking, which set him apart from...
As I played the game, I felt very weird because I said I like the bad guy. He's like me, except I'm the opposite. He grew up rich and I grew up poor. He's white and I'm black. He's an agent. I'm an agent of God, I guess, you know? But the thinking, the way he does things in the game, I'm like, yo, this nigga's a beast. Like, talk about being 10 steps ahead of people.
his peers. Aaron Keener eventually enrolled in the Citadel, the esteemed military college of South Carolina. This decision marked a pivotal moment in his life, as it set the foundation for his future accomplishments in the military and beyond. The Citadel, renowned for its rigorous academic and military training programs, provided Keener with a comprehensive education that fostered discipline, leadership, and a strong sense of duty. Immersed in a structured environment, he honed his...
Do you see how, like, take away the bad guy story and the good guy story, just the actions of what men are doing. Saving people, the world's ending, and you're fucking out there trying to build it together as it's falling apart and doing valorous, glorious things. What makes these men do this? Are the uneducated ones doing it? No, they're killing each other and eating each other and burning each other. And all the people that have understanding of life, they're fighting for life.
Physical and mental abilities, developing the necessary skills to excel in challenging situations. During his time at the Citadel, Keener underwent extensive military training, preparing him for the demanding responsibilities that lay ahead. From physical fitness exercises to tactical simulations, he acquired the knowledge and practical experience needed to navigate the complexities of military life. The college also instilled in Keener a deep appreciation for values such as integrity, honor, and service. These principles would shape his character and influence his actions throughout his career. By immersing himself in the Citadel's rigorous academic curriculum and embracing his military training, Keener was equipped with a strong foundation that would prove invaluable in his future endeavors. After completing his education, he sought a path that would allow him to make a meaningful impact and fulfill his sense of duty. He found his calling in the military, where he enlisted with a strong determination to serve his country and protect its citizens.
So through education, he found his path and his destiny, and then life happened, and all he did was do the things he knew. He responded to life. Life is destiny, and the things that happen in it. Are you ready for things that happen in life, or are you just gonna...
He served a tour of duty at Camp Lemonnier in Djibouti. Keener proved to be a dedicated and disciplined soldier. He demonstrated exceptional leadership skills, earning the respect of his comrades and superiors. After leaving the military, Aaron Keener transitioned into a completely different world, Wall Street. Utilizing his sharp decision-making skills and the discipline he acquired during his military service, Keener embarked on a career as a futures trader. Working on Wall Street, Keener found himself in the midst of the fast-paced and cutthroat environment of high finance. With his intellect and adaptability, he quickly made a name for himself, demonstrating an innate ability to navigate the complexities of the financial markets. Keener's military background likely played a significant role in his success on Wall Street. The discipline, strategic thinking, and risk management skills he honed during his time in the military transitioned well into the world.
Making money is the same thing as being like army. It's you have to be smart. You have to know things. You have to study your opponent more. You have to know,
Of finance. His capacity to assess and seize opportunities, combined with a calculated approach to risk, allowed him to thrive in this competitive industry. As a futures trader, Keener would have been involved in analyzing market trends, making predictions, and executing trades based on his insights. His ability to stay calm under pressure and make quick, informed decisions would have been...
Oh, so basically he was homing his mind and how sound the horns, and how to instinctively see what's gonna happen by calculations of multiple scenarios and then reducing them down to 1, 2, and 3. And then as time and things go on, you're like, all right, it's moving towards 1 or 2. So now I got these other plans to stop that.
been essential in this fast-paced environment. It's worth noting that Keener's transition to Wall Street showcases his versatility and adaptability. Moving from a military career to the finance industry demonstrates his capacity to thrive in different contexts and leverage his skills and knowledge in new and challenging ways. Aaron Keener's personal life has seen him married twice. While specific details around his marriages are limited, it is known that both unions eventually ended in divorce. Despite the dissolution of his marriages, Keener maintained amicable relationships with his ex-spouses. According to one of his ex-wives, he could be demanding and challenging to keep up with, suggesting that he sets high expectations for himself and those around him. This implies that Keener is not one to settle for mediocrity and constantly seeks for self-improvement and excellence in all aspects of his life. Keener's personable nature allows him to build rapport and foster relationships with individuals from diverse backgrounds. He has a knack for understanding people's motivations and desires, which enables him to effectively communicate and collaborate with them.
Oh, so he's aware of the Jedi mind trick. How to probe into people, see what they want, and be like, wait up, does this work towards what I want? Yeah, it does. Let me help them get what they want, because they just want that one little thing. Sound the horns. They don't even realize what I'm working on over here.
It wasn't long before Keener was noticed by the Strategic Homeland Division's recruitment team. His experience and military expertise positioned him as the ideal candidate for the SHD. When Keener was approached with the opportunity to join the ranks, he eagerly embraced it. The chance to put his abilities to the test in a realm only known to a select few intrigued him. He recognized the gravity of the situation and understood that the tasks ahead would require only the very best. As a part of the first wave of Division agents, Aaron Keener was among the individuals chosen to be activated in response to the outbreak of the green poison. With the city ravaged by the deadly virus, Keener's mission was clear: to restore order and provide security in the face of chaos. One of his primary objectives, assigned by the Division, was to secure and establish control over what would later become known as the Dark Zone. This designated area, originally conceived as a containment zone for infected citizens, presented unique challenges and dangers. It was a lawless and volatile territory, where desperation and survival instincts ran high among both the infected and the remaining survivors. Amidst the chaos and escalating violence that engulfed the streets of Manhattan, Aaron Keener and his fellow Division agents followed their mission protocols. Tasked with preserving order and upholding the quarantine measures, they stood as the last line of defense against spreading devastation caused by the green poison outbreak. However, Sarah and the JTF had other plans. They would go on to cut their losses and ordered all forces to pull out of the Dark Zone at all costs. Aaron Keener, the first wave agents, and thousands of infected had been abandoned, left to fend for themselves. Keener felt betrayed. During the JTF's retreat, Aaron was leading a group of civilians out of the Dark Zone when they were ambushed by a group of Rikers. Keener sheltered the civilians in an apartment building and continue to fend off the overwhelming number of hostiles. Realizing the direness of the situation, Keener desperately reached out to the JTF for much-needed reinforcements. He relayed the gravity of the ambush and the imminent danger faced by the civilians and himself. However, to his dismay, his pleas fell on deaf ears. The JTF, caught up in their own retreat, denied his request for assistance, leaving him and the civilians to fend for themselves.
Are you listening to me? I brought these people out of the dark zone and we were followed. I tried to hold up in a JTF safe house, but the Rikers out there didn't back off. If you don't pull us out, these people are all dead.
Let's leave it Charlie Vanguard. The dead zone is too hot for extraction. You'll sit tight and wait for their instructions. Angel 6 out.
So that's it? You just wait to die?
Not if I can help it.
After a Molotov cocktail was thrown into the building, everyone was killed, apart from Keener, who managed to escape. This incident changed Keener's perspective of the federal government, and it left him disenchanted with his role as a division agent, feeling a great deal of anger and betrayal. It was at this moment that he decided to withdraw from his missions and disavow the Strategic Homeland Division.
Funny how people act when rules break down. Predators, protectors, they